Hi guys, Karina Gardner here, and I'm excited because we are doing April's block of the month. Okay, this is the block that I would probably do over and over again in an entire quilt of by itself. You'll probably actually see me do that. I'm sure I'll post it on my Instagram feed because it's this darling little tulip block, and I am using my Apricot and Persimmon fabric, of course, again, and you can just see that it is just pretty darling. You can imagine an entire quilt set up with these tulips. You can see it here right behind me, so you can see what the dimensions end up being. I keep showing you guys these blocks, but of course you've got a seam allowance going on, so just check the quilt behind me if you're really trying to see how it will end up. Okay, so lots of pieces for this. So take a look at your block measurements and make sure you've got what you need. Of course, you can always download the PDF that we have available on our website. Make sure and click on the link at the bottom of the screen so you can go download that, as well as watch the previous videos that we've set up for block of the month. Okay, so once you've gotten all of your measurements and you see what we need to cut out, I'm just going to move this all over. There are lots of tiny pieces here. Okay, so let's start with our center large tulip piece. Okay, so with this piece, what you're going to do is you can draw the diagonal on these little 1-inch squares if you want. I don't think you need to, just because you're not going this long distance to make it straight. So you're just going to take each one of those in the bottom corner and you're going to sew a diagonal. And when you do that, you'll be able to then trim off that little bit of edge you've got going on, so a 1/4 seam allowance, and then you'll be able to press it back, and look, you've got a nice little perfect corner, and it still is set up in this size that you've got going on. So you're going to sew those on first. Okay, then I like to do the spikes next. And what you're doing is you are going to sew, well, first you're going to take you've got 2 fabric and 2 white blocks. You're going to put 1 white and 1 fabric block together, and you're going to use your pencil and draw a little diagonal line right across the center. Then you're going to use your quilting foot and sew on either side of that pencil line so that you've got 2 sew lines, 1/4 inch from that line. Then once you're done doing that, you're going to lay it down, use your rotary cutter, cut right across that pencil line so that you get 2 triangle blocks, and they should look like this. You should get 2 of these, okay? So you're going to do that twice so that you have 4 of these blocks all together, and then you're going to just trim off those little edges. You can use it with a pair of scissors or you can use it with your rotary blade. And then you're going to lay them together so that you have a spike in the center and 2 triangles going on either side for the rest of it. And then you're just going to sew those all together, and they should match up perfectly with this big block. So you're just going to sew that little spiky edge row of triangles that you've then created to the top, and that will get you this part of your tulip, the top part of your tulip. And you can see that I've just sewn this together, this row together first, and then I've sewn it to this larger piece. Okay, so let's do the bottom section now with the stem. So what you're going to do, this is a little bit trickier. Of course, your white piece, one of the white pieces, they're both the same size on either side of the stem, so your stem is centered. You're going to sew this white piece to the stem, matching that up. Okay, so that's one side. The second side has the leaf. And what you need to do is draw a pencil line right directly through the center, or not the center, the diagonal center of your green piece, and make sure it's at the bottom and to one side, because you want to make sure that when you open it up that you have a leaf going through on one side. Okay, and technically you could do the leaf going the other way or going on top, but I've got mine kind of going in the bottom. That gives me a nice, you can see right here, it gives me a corner, which I like, and you could do it on both sides if you wanted to, and that would be cute as well. But I just have mine going on the one side. So what you're going to do is then trim off the last little bit of that edge here, open it up, press it flat, and you have your last block. And then this block you're going to add to your stem and white block. And you're just going to place together, right sides together. You're going to sew a 1/4 inch allowance, open it up, press it, and you then have your bottom piece. And then you just need to connect this piece to the tulip flower part, which I've done right here, okay? So that's pretty simple. It's a lot of little pieces. The cutting is definitely the hardest part, just getting all those pieces together. The actual block itself is so cute and darling and pretty fast to get together. Okay, so make sure and check out our Instagram feed for all the other goodies that we're doing, and make sure and go to the website so you can download your block. See you guys next time.